The most iconic shipwreck in history, the Titanic.
Over a century after its tragic sinking, the RMS Titanic continues to captivate our collective imagination.
When did you first realize how serious things were?
I didn't think it was serious because I didn't think it was possible a big ship like that could sink.
This maritime giant once declared unsinkable,
builder Thomas Andrews actually believed that Titanic was unsinkable.
Now rests nearly 12,500 feet below the North Atlantic surface, slowly surrendering to the relentless forces of nature.
Experts knew the Titanic's remains would eventually vanish.
Yet despite its inaccessibility, the Titanic's story remains unfinished. Recent developments suggest what was once thought impossible may soon become reality: the complete recovery of the Titanic.
Technology that's available now compared to what I did 20 years ago, I'm hopeful that this will have a positive outcome.
But what would it take to raise history's most famous shipwreck? And should we even try? This is the story of humanity's most ambitious salvage operation ever conceived.
My hopes are that they do a speedy recovery.
To understand the monumental challenge of recovering the Titanic, we must first confront the harsh reality of its current condition.
This latest dive produced startling pictures and a startling conclusion. The Titanic is rapidly returning to nature.
The once mighty ocean liner now exists in two primary sections, having broken apart during its descent to the ocean floor on that fateful night of April 14, 1912. The bow section, often featured in documentaries and films, remains relatively intact, while the stern section lies approximately 2,000 feet away, having suffered catastrophic damage during the sinking.
The ship has appeared frozen in time. A new team of divers has returned to the site. They found time has marched on.
Time has not been kind to this historic wreck. Since its discovery by oceanographer Robert Ballard in 1985, researchers have documented the Titanic's accelerating deterioration. Metal-eating bacteria known as Halomonas titanici, named after the ship itself, continuously consume the steel hull.
Bacteria that are actually eating into the metal,
creating rust formations called rusticles that hang from the structure like frozen waterfalls of decay. Recent surveys indicate that the ship is disappearing at an alarming rate.
And the worst case scenario is that within 10 years' time, Titanic could just be a rust stain in the sand on the bottom of the Atlantic.
The captain's bathtub, long a symbol for wreck divers, vanished in 2019 when the officers' quarters finally collapsed.
Captain's bathtub is a favorite image among Titanic enthusiasts, and that's now gone.
The crow's nest, where lookout Frederick Fleet first spotted the iceberg, has completely disintegrated. The forward mast has fallen, and the roof of the grand staircase dome has caved in. Scientists estimate that within 30 years, major sections of the wreck may be unrecognizable. The environment surrounding the Titanic presents its own set of challenges. Resting on the abyssal plain, the wreck experiences near-freezing temperatures, crushing pressure exceeding 6,000 pounds per square inch, and perpetual darkness. These conditions have preserved certain aspects of the wreck, like leather goods and some wooden items, but have accelerated the deterioration of the ship's metal components through electrochemical processes unique to this depth.
I think if we were to carefully raise her now, she could actually last for the next 500, 1,000 years, and she would probably be one of the major tourist attractions on the planet.
Previous recovery attempts. While the complete recovery of the Titanic remains unprecedented, numerous expeditions have ventured to the wreck site since its discovery, each pushing the boundaries of what's possible in the deep ocean. The first major recovery operation began in 1987 when EFREMA, a French oceanographic institution, and an American company called RMS Titanic Inc. joined forces. Using the submersible Nautila, they recovered over 1,800 artifacts.
All I can say is that this warehouse is somewhere in Atlanta because what's inside here is incredibly precious. Thousands of items recovered from the Titanic,
including the ship's bell china plates and a section of the hull. This expedition established RMS Titanic Inc. as the wreck's salvor in possession, a legal designation granting them exclusive rights to recover artifacts from the site. In 1996, controversy erupted when an expedition attempted to raise a large section of the Titanic's hull, known as the Big Piece.
is the coolest artifact ever to be recovered from the wreck of the Titanic. This artifact is referred to as the Big Piece.
Weighing approximately 20 tons, this 15 by 25 foot section of the ship's starboard side had broken free during the sinking. The initial attempt failed when the lifting lines snapped during a storm, sending the artifact plummeting back to the seabed.